Hello, everyone. How are you all tonight? Hi, Mairead, Jane, hello. Kathy, how are you? Liz, Noli, Michelle, we've got lots of the regular faces today. If you are new tonight, please go ahead and introduce yourself. You can just type your where you're from in the world into the chat window down in the bottom right hand corner. Everybody here is very warm and welcoming and encouraging. You're in very safe hands with Jack as well. He's an amazing teacher. And all of your participation is what makes the community the fantastic community that it is. So please go ahead and ask any questions that you've got throughout the lesson using that chat window. Technical difficulties, there's a couple of things you can do. You can leave it a few moments, just see if it's an internet connection issue and it irons itself out. Otherwise, you can refresh your browser tab. And if that doesn't work, just close the browser tab completely, go back to your original email invitation and reopen the link from there. Now, we don't typically have a lot of issues, to be honest. So if you do have an issue and none of those work, there is still one other thing you can try, although it's very unlikely that you'll need it. But there is over in the top right hand corner over there, or over there, I'm not quite sure which way I appear to you, but in the top right hand corner, there's a LearnBridge Online logo with click here for support written underneath it. If you go ahead and click on that, it comes through to me in the background and I will do my best to help you out. And if you do have technical difficulties, just use that logo there to contact me rather than typing about the technical difficulties in the chat window, and that way everybody can just focus on the lesson. So without further ado, let us get the lesson underway. I will do the most important thing. My reason to be is to start the recorder, and then we will welcome Jack on to the stage. Hi, Rosalind. Hi, Michelle. So if I go like that, am I pointing to your top right or your top left? Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to everyone live. Welcome to all of you watching the replay. We're here for another fantastic lesson here at LearnBridge Online. And I am sure that our fantastic teacher, Jack Stocken, has something amazing in store for us tonight. So let's invite him up to the stage. Everybody, please give Jack a warm welcome. Hello, Jack. Welcome.
Morning. Morning, Caroline. How are you?
Good, thank you. And are you back in London or are you still in Switzerland?
I live in Harrogate in North Yorkshire.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't live in London, but yes, no, I am back. I got back Saturday night late from Zermatt, from the bridge ski holiday.
The ski holiday, the bridge ski holiday, yes.
It was a working holiday, not a holiday. Don't forget that. It's very hard work skiing down those mountains and eating big lunches with a glass of wine.
I was going to say, and then you still have to have the brain power to play bridge.
Yes. I had to. Friday afternoon was interesting. But anyway, pleased to be back, and I've got a good lesson today. Well, it's an interesting one because it's all about the other half today. Right. So we're talking about the defence.
Oh, great. Okay, That will be that's essential, isn't it? It's quite often overlooked, isn't it? Because we spend so much time focusing on bidding and being in the declarer position that we kind of forget that 50% of the game is, well, correct. I think it's 50% is kind of declarer, so defending.
Correct. So when we start learning, like we have been since October, we've concentrated mainly on the bidding, because that's so important to try and get the right contract. But, as life goes on and we get more experience, defence is a really interesting, in fact, a fascinating part of the game. Most top players, their favourite part of the game of bridge is the defence. So we're going to start today just by giving a little introduction to, the opening lead, how we should defend, etc.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I will leave you all to it, and I will see you on the other side. Have a great lesson, everybody.
Thanks, Caroline. Yes, it's a warm welcome. Well, hopefully it's a warm welcome for you. It's a little bit cold and grey outside, typical January day, but no doubt this bridge lesson will cheer you all up. And warm welcome to those watching in replay as well, those who can't join us live. You are a big part of our class. Where are we? Let's just click on the right button. Opening lead and defence. Yeah, let's get going. Enough chat, more action. So, opening lead against no trumps. You lead the fourth highest from your longest and strongest suit. So up till this point, we've really been telling you to lead the lowest card. from your longest suit, which if you've got 4 cards will remain the same. For example, if you've got ace, jack, 8, 2, you lead the 2. But if you've got 5 cards, ace, queen, 8, 4, 2, so you lead the 4, the 4th highest. Well, if you've got 6 cards, you lead the 7. Some people get this wrong, by the way. They kind of count it down the wrong way. So if you're counting it down, just a little tip. Ace would be the 1st highest, queen the 2nd highest, 8 the 3rd highest, and 4 the 4th highest. Some people count it down from the other way and it doesn't work. So you always count it down from the top. So if you have jack, 9, 8, 7, 4, 2, you lead the 7. Against no trumps. I mean, sometimes you'd lead the 4th highest against trump contracts as well. Okay, so given that information, the bidding's quite simply gone 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. Efficient bidding from north-south. North's clearly got 13 points or more. Which card would you lead as West there? Opening question. Let's get our brains in order on this Monday morning, 22nd of January. Oh, great that Louise is joining. Louise, nice to have you in the live class for once. Yes, always try and say hi if you're joining us for the first time or have bunked off work like Louise has. Well, no, you haven't bunked off work, Louise. There's no work today, so you haven't bunked off. Good. Well, the chat box seems to be in unanimous, leading the 7 of clubs. Good. It's a very different strategy. Leading to no trumps is actually relatively easy. Leading to trump contracts is a whole different ballgame. That's a lot more complex and challenging. But yeah, 7 of clubs would be the best lead there. Remember, against trump contracts, it'd be very different. You'd lead the ace of hearts. Ace from ace king, Jack's favourite. But no trumps is all about length winners, as you'll find out from this lesson. Really, it's a tortoise versus tortoise race. Trying to establish your long suit before declarer establishes their long suit. Okay, let's have another practice with this. Which card would you lead there to 3 no trumps? Fourth highest of longest and strongest suit. So if you had 2 4-card suits, say, the same length, you'd lead the strongest one. The one with the most honours. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. You're all leading the 5 of spades. You are all correct. It's fairly straightforward, isn't it? Very different against a trump contract. No, you wouldn't want to play the 5 of spades there. You would lead the ace followed by the king. Good. Let's move on to our first hand on BBA. So, no bid from East, 7, 10, 15 points, 1 club. Would you overcall 1 heart? On the West hand or not? Let's just say a few good mornings. Morning, Piers. He's first up. Michelle, Sandy, they're not overcalling. James, not overcalling. Yeah, I mean, you've got a 5-card suit. You've got 11 points, but the suit... Oh, Rosalind's in Athens, just in case we forget. Joe's in Devon. Yeah, you really need at least 2 on. It's a bit of suit quality, we call it. I would pass with that hand. Yeah, the suit's too raggedy. Interesting. What does North bid with their 10 points? What does North respond? Known as responder now, of course. We've got the opener as South. East and West are the overcallers. Very important, that. I think half the battle when you first start playing bridge is working out who's who at the table. East, West are now overcallers. Mayor Reed's in Dublin, I think, as well as Drew. We have a strong Irish contingent on Learn Bridge Online, actually. Stems from lockdown when I emailed all the Irish bridge clubs regarding bridge lessons. Well, most of you are bidding 1 spade. Funny enough, I haven't taught you this yet, so you can be excused for getting it wrong. It's actually responder. It's cheapest of 4s. Yeah, but we come on to that We'll do a lesson on that in due course. But I hadn't told you that, so I will forgive you for bidding one spade. I know it's the major suit, but keeps the bidding nice and low. Now, what does South's rebid with 15? Good to practice our bidding, of course, on BBOs, why it's such a useful tool. What is South's rebid? Has to bid something. Can never pass, by the way. Never, 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 never. Because North's strength is undetermined. They might have a minimum of 6 points. They could have 26. Yeah, 6 to 26. Some of you jumping to 2 no trumps. What's wrong with 1 no trump? There. No need to jump. That shows 15 to 19. Balanced hand. 1 or 2 of you jumping to 2 no trumps. No, we don't need to do that. We can just bid 1 no trump there. Balanced hand. 15 to 19. A hand that was too strong to open 1 no trump. Back to North. What do they do? What's their bid with 10 points? Yeah. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Angela, Stewart. We're all bidding 3 no trumps, yeah. We got the 25 points. And the opening lead is what? And I hear from Shauna that you're getting on very well with your beginner practice sessions on BBO, mainly on Thursday afternoons at 2 and Friday evenings at 7. I think they play every day on BBO. It's quite addictive. Those watching in replay, do come and join us as well. It's never too late to join a beginner session on BBO with Learn Bridge Online. Don't feel as though because you haven't practiced recently. January, February, the ideal months for practicing bridge, because the golf courses will be a bit wet and cold, much to my frustration. But I did play paddle tennis yesterday. You're all leading a 3 of hearts. Good. Counting certain tricks. How many have we got? Let's do that as well. Might as well go through the planning stage. How many certain tricks are there? Should be fairly easy by now. Just count the aces and kings and queens. Yeah, let's not dwell on this too long. There's 7. Ace, king of spades. Ace, king, queen of hearts. And the ace, king of diamonds. Yeah. Right, well, we need to look for extras. I've got a sneaking suspicion where they're coming from, but we'll just ask you in a second. Noli needs to refresh her browser. I'll tell her. There you go. Right, what are we going to do next? Really, Noli should be pressing the widget to contact LBO support, but I'll help out. What card do we play next from Declare? We won with the ace of hearts. Where do you think we're going to get extras? How many extras do we need? 2. I think I need to give you a clue or a get out of jail free card. There you are. I don't really like sending my beginners improvers to Bridge Prison. It's a bit mean. And actually, Bridge Prison is overcrowded. We are building a new Bajir wing as we speak. The clue is the gold dust. Have we got a 5-card suit that we could establish? nearly always the 5-card suit in no trumps will be the one to play on. So yes, we have a 5-card suit. And actually look at the pips, as we call them. The jack, the 10, and the 9 of clubs. Opposite, the 8 and the 7. We're just missing the ace, king, queen. So what we need to do is force out those higher cards. Let's do that. So effectively what we're going to do, everyone, is we're going to lose 3 to win 2 if our things go well for us. That's a good equation in bridge, actually. Lose 3 to win 2. Lose to win. It's what Jeremy Clarkson couldn't understand when he tried to learn bridge in London a few years ago. I think I did mention it. He's written a very amusing article in the Sunday Times, which I've got. If you'd like to see it, just send me a message and I'll give you the link on my website. An amusing article on learning bridge and scoring. I think some of you have seen it already. I thought it was funny anyway. Joe's got a question. Is the 5-card suit on one hand? Very good question, Joe. Always in one hand. Yeah, a 2 and a 3 is no good. Has to be a 5-card suit in either dummy or declarer. Okay, so what does West do next, having won the Queen of Clubs? What card does West play back next? If you're watching in replay, what do you think? How do you think the defense should go here? Do we play like a tortoise in no trumps? Or a tortoise? My definition of a tortoise. Or a hare? Animated caption for you. Ah, Margaret, because we need to establish the 5-card suit, you see. Once the ace, king, queen of clubs is gone, the jack and the 10 are winners. Lose 3 to win 2. It's quite difficult to explain, Margaret. Really, you just have to play and practice and play. I have to tell you, I've got bad news for you. The worst thing you could do is play the ace, king of clubs. Here. Bad luck. Don't mention any names. I don't like to name and shame. But look what happens if you play the ace, king of clubs here. I'll just show you, because it's interesting. This is the wrong thing to do, by the way. You take your ace and king, sure you do, but look what you do in the meantime. You've now set up the jack and 10 of clubs for declarer. You've really helped them. So although you would do that in a trump contract, play your ace, king, queen, you wouldn't do that in no trumps, no, because you've just given declarer 2 tricks. They'll make the contract with ease. Let's go back in time. It was useful to show you that. Thing is, declarer's playing on clubs, you see. That's declarer's suit. You need to stick with hearts. Yeah, well done if you spotted that. Not easy defense. I did say that at the beginning of the lesson. It's the hardest part of the game, defense. But for top players, the most satisfying. Right, now we're going to plug on with the clubs. It's a tortoise versus tortoise race. What card does West play back? That's a very instructive hand, this actually. I think it's got a very good principle to it that really is true in 80-90% of no trump hands for defense. What does West do next? Yes, Margaret, basically, no trumps is all about length of suit. 5 or 6 card suits are gold dust. And don't be worried, I think this is a relative beginner to the game. People attempted to play out their aces and kings. No, we continue with another heart. Lose to win. Come back to declarer's hand with the king of spades. And let's try one more time to get rid of the ace of clubs. This is quite a good adage, by the way. East is thinking what to discard. Should we discard a spade or a diamond here? Well, what we try and do is a little tip for you is keep the same length as dummy. Because I'm sure you've been in a situation when you've been practicing bridge whereby you've no idea what to throw away. Try and keep the same length as dummy, especially in no trump. So if dummy's got 4 diamonds, which they have, you should hang on to those 4 diamonds as well. It's a useful little guideline. So I mentioned that. Right, but now you see, triumphantly, the Jack of Hearts is a winner. The 7 of Hearts is a winner. And we're 1 down. Yeah. Let's say they play a spade. Just finishing off now. We are going to be 1 down. We do make our 10 of clubs eventually. A length winner, but it's too late. $50, actually 100 for the opposition because we're vulnerable, aren't we, in red? So 100 minus 1. Yeah, we did our best. Yeah, going for the diamonds would not have given us any extra tricks, by the way, because the queen and the 10 were both with East. Now, our only chance of getting 2 extra tricks there was from the clubs. And we're a bit unlucky that West was the player not only with 5 hearts, but also that he had the ace, king, queen of clubs. That was unlucky. If East had the ace, king, queen of clubs, we'd have actually made the contract. But West did really well. Just keep plugging on with that same suit, which is true in 80, 90% of no trump contracts. There's another expression. They say every time you open up a new suit in bridge, you give away half a trick. So that means just keep on with your own suit. Gave nothing away. Okay, there we go. Let's move on. Morning, Angela. Sandy, let's go back to the classroom. Opening lead against no trumps. Well, there are exceptions. Usually are in bridge to most things. Alps. Quite topical, that one. I've just come back from the Alps, as you all know. Yeah, that's an expression that was given to me a few years ago by someone. I've adopted it. Always lead partner's suit in no trumps. Yeah, right. I mean, if you don't have any, then that would be a notable exception, but it does keep partner in a good mood. So if partners bid a suit or overcalled a suit, lead their suit. Yeah, they tend to get a bit grumpy, hot under the collar if you don't need their suit. I mean, they're probably, they won't show it because they're too polite. But underneath, they'll be thinking, I bid a spade. Why have they led a diamond? That's what they'll be thinking. And also avoid leading the opponent's suits. Yeah, that's their strength. That would just help the opponents. Sometimes means you might have to lead from a 3-card suit, by the way. I'd rather you did that than lead their suit from 4 cards. You'll find out the hard way. If you try leading the opponent's suits, it does help declarer. Okay, so let's have a little practice of leading. South's opened a spade. You've passed. North bid 2 diamonds. East, your partner's overcalled 2 hearts. That's your partner. 2 no trump by South, showing 15 to 19. And North raised to game. So what's your best lead there, do you think? Which card would you lead out of those 13? Hang on, can we just go back to this slide here? Lead partner's suit, Alps. Would you like to change your mind? Partners bid hearts, East overcalled 2 hearts, just to be clear. Morning, Kevin, are you new? I haven't seen Kevin before in the chat box. So welcome to the live chat box. Yes, 1 or 2 of you strayed from the path of righteousness, but we should lead the 2 of hearts. So well done if you got that right first time. A number of you were leading the 5 of clubs. That was naughty. It was naughty, wasn't it? LBO support, yes. But naughty but nice. But no, you should lead the 2 of hearts. Partners bid hearts. They've got a decent 5-card suit. 5 to the king, queen, or 5 to the ace, king, or what have you. Does keep them in a good mood. You will find that over the coming months, weeks and months. Okay, here's another lead problem for you. Lead is such an interesting card. Becomes more and more. I find opening lead fascinating. I love it when I find a good lead. Right, so the opponents have opened a heart. North bid 2 clubs. South bid 2 no trumps, 15 to 19. And North raised to game. What's your best lead there? Yes, follow the yellow brick road, LBO support. Don't come off the yellow brick road. Right. So always listening to the bidding when the opening lead is... that's why it's a really good idea when you play bridge with bidding boxes, face-to-face, like I do every now and again. You keep the bidding cards down until the opening lead has been made. It's a good etiquette thing to do. If you're already playing face-to-face, some of you might be, hopefully. Others are playing online. But yeah, because then you can see what the bids are. Here, we've seen the opponents have bid hearts and clubs. Should we just go back to Alps, the 2 exceptions a sec? Yeah, avoid leading the opponent's suits that they bid. You have a get out of jail free card. Well done. Are we ready? I think we're ready. You made up your mind in replay as well. And yeah, just to say, always, I know some of you watch a lot of these lessons in replay and then join us eventually in the live classes. So hopefully you're getting on well with your learning. Those who've started learning bridge in the last month or two, who are working their way through the replay library. There you go, 3 of spades. Hearts and clubs are out. I often do my lead via elimination, in no trumps and in trumps. Rule out the really bad ones and then kind of work backwards. And there's an equation for you. E equals mc squared, probably the most famous equation ever, I think. One that I totally would not understand. Right. Let's go on to a second hand on BBO. uh, 13 points, North opens a diamond. Would you overcall 1 spade on the east hand with your 7 points or not? So east and west have become overcallers. They must have a 5-card suit. Most of the chat box, live chat box, are bidding overcalling 1 spade. I would be in agreement. All you need to overcall at the 1 level in the modern game is 6 points or more. 5-card suit is essential. And a couple of honours. Here you've actually got 3 honours. And what does South do next? What's South? What have they got? 13 points? Just waiting for the answers to come in. What are you bidding with your 13 points to South if you're watching in replay? Yeah, I would just bid longest suit at lowest level here. Something I say when I used to travel around Yorkshire teaching bridge. Just bid your longest suit at the lowest level for responder. That's it. Yeah, West not good enough to come in with 2 hearts really with only 7 points. North will raise to 3 clubs because they found a fit. And what next for South with their 13, do you think, if anything? What does South do next? Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, so the last time I played in 5 clubs was 1983. It was the 23rd of March at about 3:30 in the afternoon, playing in a tournament with my mum, and I went 1 down in 5 clubs. Guess which contract made with an over trick? So therein lies the clue to South's next bid. 1 no trump as a responding bid, Les. Good question. Shows 6 to 9 points, called the dustbin bid. Well, we're learning it quite shortly in a few lessons' time. But yeah, remember, Les, 1 no trump is only 12 to 14 if it's the opening bid, not the responding bid or the overcall. Good question from Les there. So given that information, everyone, much prefer 3 no trumps, yeah. I mean, I'm being a bit fastidious. Is that the word? Facetious, fastidious, begins with an F, I think. Occasionally we do play in 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. No, we do. But if you've got a balanced hand like this, I can tell you from experience of playing bridge 40 years that generally 3 no trumps, 9 tricks is easier than 5 clubs and 5 diamonds, which is 11 tricks. There are times we do play in 5 of a minor there. Yeah, Les, there's a lot to remember in this game. Practice, you'll find, will be the key. And what is the opening lead to 3 no trumps? Glad we've had this lesson on opening lead and defense, actually. It's a good time to have it. Well, hang on a second. Are we listening to the bidding? It's there, look, for you. East, your partner's overcalled 1 spade. Do you think you should lead their suit to keep them in a good mood? Or do you think you should lead the 4 of hearts? I'm in a good mood. I will brandish the get out of jail free card again. It's becoming a little bit dog-eared, isn't it? All the improvers using it. Not really, Margaret. It is better. Margaret's saying, would you ever go to 3 no trump, missing out on the 2 club bid? Rarely, Margaret. I do prefer to offer a suit first, yeah, rather than bid no trumps. We can always bid no trumps, next time round. We will get another go. I don't know if I've told you it's top of a doubleton yet, but if you have 2, I think I have. But if you have 2 cards in bridge, you go high and then low. You can send a message to your partner. Right, we're counting certain tricks. 4, 5, 6, 7. Declare I needs 2 more. Look how helpful a heart lead would have been there. If they'd have led a heart, which would have been wrong, look what would have happened. We'd have won cheaply with the queen, giving us an extra trick if they'd led a heart into the jaws of the ace queen. So the spade lead was a really good lead. So well done, partner, for overcalling. Which spade does East put in now? Do you think king, queen, or 10? But hopefully this lesson will, just give you an introduction as to how interesting and challenging defense can be, and the opening lead. It's a really, really important card. Will often decide the fate of a contract. If you find the wrong opening lead, like here, if you found a heart, I would make 3 no trumps easy. We don't need to waste the king, queen. So we can put in the 10. Now, I'm going to introduce a friend of mine. I'm not sure you've met Slam Duck yet. So this is my pet duck. Actually, Lucy is her real name, but she's called Slam Duck by the improvers and the intermediate. So it's very interesting, yes, the word duck in bridge. Now, I haven't taught you this yet. And again, we do have a lesson on this in a while. But in no trumps, it's actually best to duck an ace here. Problem is, if I take the ace, I'm really vulnerable now, aren't I? But good strategy to take the ace, to duck it there. Known as ducking. I'm not going to go into the details of why yet, because we're concentrating on defense today. Take it the second round. For those who really are interested, it kind of severs the communication between East and West if you duck an ace in no trumps at the beginning. But don't ever do it in trump contracts. Purely in no trumps, sometimes you duck an ace. But we're going to get onto that later. Now, which card do we play as South, do you think, Declarer? We've won the ace of spades on the second round. Given the opponents a trick, that's fine. Which card do we play? We need to go for our extra tricks, don't we? So the plan, of course, is stage one, count the certain tricks in no trumps. Look for the extras, is the gold dust, for example. Go for those extras first. The worst thing we could do here is play out 4 rounds of clubs and the ace of hearts. Now, well done. So Piers, Angela, Joe, Michelle, Drew from Dublin, Marie, I think it's also from Dublin. You're all going for diamonds. You are all correct, of course. Second player play low, as they nearly always would. Right thing to do. And which one from the dummy now? It's very grey here in Harrogate. Grey and cold and a bit damp. But that's January for you. What else would you expect? 3 degrees, I think. Yes, we have to finesse. Jack or 10. Loses to the queen. Bad luck. You kind of expected to lose to the queen. Literally, our only chance of making this contract now was if West started with both the king and the queen of diamonds. We would actually have made it because they didn't have a spade left to return because we cleverly ducked the ace. But as it happens, East wins the lead, cashes their queen of spades. Cashes their 4 of spades length winner. Club can go. Cashes their 2 of spades length winner. Hearts can go. Switches to a heart, dummy's weakest suit. We can win with the ace. What should we do next, by the way? As Declarer. We're 1 down, but we don't want to go 2 down if we can help it. Now, I'm afraid finesses, Angela. It wouldn't have worked. East would have still won the queen. Finesses are nearly always low. Good question from Angela. Oh, she's answered her own question. But yes, you play low cards, Angela, towards the honor cards. It wouldn't have worked playing diamonds from dummy. Yes, to avoid going 2 down, we need to revert back to diamonds. And which one from the dummy? That's fine, Angela. No, it's always good to ask questions. That's what the beauty of the chat box is. It's interactive rather than me just droning on. You can anticipate, interact. Yeah. I think that's one of the main advantages of online bridge teaching. And no one would ever put up their hand in a classroom and give an answer. Far too scared to give the wrong answer. But you learn so much more by giving answers, making mistakes, putting in the wrong answer, learning from the right answers. Yeah, we have to put in the jack here. We would be 2 down if he started with the king and queen of diamonds. That'd be really unlucky. And now we cash winners. Or overlap of winners, actually. We are going to, I'll just cash them out quickly. Yeah, we're going to be 1 down. But better than being 2 down. For those who play in duplicate pairs competitions, 1 down is an average result there. But East did really well to overcall 1 spade. West did well to lead the spade with a bit of help from the teacher, maybe. Heart lead would have made the contract with ease. Yeah. 4, 8, 9, 10. We'd have made 11 tricks if you'd led a heart. Huge difference, isn't it? 3 trick difference. Right, let's go back to the classroom. Opening lead against trump contracts now. We're looking at the other half of the coin now. Much more complex, many more options against a trump contract. In priority order, ace from ace king. We've talked about that quite a lot. Coming very close behind that would be a singleton. Behind that, option 3 would be partner's suit. So note that ace from ace king and singleton are more important than partner's suit in trump contracts. And also, top of 2 touching on us is a really good lead. King when you've got the queen. Lead the queen when you've got the jack. Always the higher honor. Okay? Sends partner a message. Defending a contract can be very satisfactory. And after all, you'll spend about half the time defending. This is why we aim to be what we call top defenders. T-O-P. There are some defenders, look, with their handbags. Looks like an Italian team, doesn't it? Just by the look of them. It's the Italian... Yeah, the Italian football team. Les, are Doubletons an average lead? It's quite a long way down the list. Good question from Les. When we talk about top defenders, T for tricks. Keep track of how many tricks your side need to defeat the contract. If you just need one more trick, then take it. So if you're defending 4 hearts, let's say, and you've got 3 tricks, and you've got an ace, play it. So otherwise it might run away. You might never make it. Keep an eye on the trick target. O. Observe. What are you observing? Your lovely partner, the view outside the window? No. Dummy. It's the only other hand you can see. So lead to dummy's weak suits and avoid dummy's strong suits. Okay, dummy will often give you big clues as to how the defense should go. And finally, P for partner, the most important person in the bridge room is your partner. Keep them happy and you'll be happy too. So yeah, one way you can keep partner happy is obviously leading their suit in no trumps and also returning your opening lead. If partner's led a heart against 3 no trumps, you should return one. Nearly always, I'd say. Yeah, there will be with the odd exception. And against trump contracts, of course, if they've led a heart or whatever, it might be a singleton or top of 2 touching honors. So keep an eye on what partner's led to be a top defender. Let's play hand 3 on BBO. Whoops. If you're finding defense and opening lead quite difficult, then that's normal. It's the hardest part of the game. But after this lesson, I'm hoping that you'll concentrate more on the defense now. Now we've got the basics out of the way at bridge, you know, opening the bidding game, etc. You can start to concentrate a bit more on the defending the hand. South opens 1 spade, 7 card suit. North bids 2 hearts. Fairly straightforward. South bids 2 spades. What next for North with their 13 points? Try not to look at the South cards. Just look at the North cards. It'll make it more realistic for you. Yes, so South is one of the bidding rules we did a couple of weeks ago. South has repeated the suit. They've guaranteed a 6-card suit. Yeah, when you repeat, it shows 6 cards at least, so they can jump to 4 spades. And the opening lead from West is what? What does West lead from that little lot? Yes, I'm around for the next 6 weeks or so. No more bridge holidays for a little while. Yeah, Queen of Diamonds. Top of a sequence. Okay? Promising the Jack. The lead of the Jack of Diamonds would promise the 10 and deny the Queen. Well, I'm just looking at the hand, thanking partner for the dummy. I'm definitely going to draw trumps when I can. This is all about the defense. Yes, Piers, maybe put that one on the posting page. Yeah. Right, it's all about the defence. Well, I could answer it at the end, Piers. Maybe ask me the question at the end when I finish. I've answered then, save you putting up again. I'll try and answer your question at the end. Right, what does East do now? And really, if you can, don't look at Declarer's hand. So can we focus on East, the hand with the king of clubs? Remember, they can only see Declarer. Which card would they play as East? Remember, when they lead the Queen of Diamonds, they haven't got the king. So you know 100% that Declarer's got the King of Diamonds. And hopefully you're observing. So what we're trying to be a top defender here. That's P for partner. Okay? Their lead, the Queen promises the Jack, denies the King. We need to observe the dummy. My observations about dummy would be the heart suit is very strong. That's going to be a real asset for Declarer. So if dummy's got a really strong suit, our defense needs to go on the attack. We need to be we need to be on it. Now, if you made the mistake of playing the two, look what happens. Singleton king wins. Never make your ace of diamonds. Declarer draws trumps and actually makes the rest of the tricks. Make all 13. Yeah, it's simply draw trumps and then play on hearts. So well done if you played the ace of diamonds to begin with there. Felling the singleton king. It didn't need to be a singleton king, but, sometimes it would be. Also, you need to take charge of the defense. Now, that's the first thing, tricky bit done. Second tricky bit done. What does East play next? Which card specifically? Out of those 12. Looking at the dummy for clues. Not Declarer. You can't see Declarer or partner's hand. I just want you to focus on dummy for clues. Which card should you play back? A trump, a heart, a club, or a diamond? Take your pick. Do you feel lucky? If you're watching in replay, this is the moment of truth. The fate of this contract depends on it. Although I must say, if you played a low diamond at trick 1, which a few people did when this hand was played face-to-face before lockdown. So don't be too sad if you let the singleton king of diamonds win. Now, let's just have a look at some of your answers. What are we doing? Some are playing the king of clubs, some are playing a diamond. Some are playing a club. So Drew, be a little bit more specific. Which club? King, Jack, 7 or 4? Some are playing a 7 of diamonds, some are playing the 2. Louise is playing the 4 of clubs. 4th highest, which would be correct. I must say, if you're going to lead a club, you should play the 4th highest, the 4. The lead of the king of clubs here would promise the queen, but that's in dummy. Now, I think we have to go on the attack here. Can I give you a get out jail free card? I'm not going to wave it again. It's getting dog-eared today. But I think what you should do now, with dummy being so strong in hearts, I think you should attack dummy's weakest suit. What is that? That's a get out of jail free card. I wouldn't play a trump here. That's pretty useless, doesn't get you anywhere. And I definitely wouldn't play a heart, because that's dummy's strength. But should we play a club or a diamond? That's the key thing. Well, the problem is, if you play a diamond, this is actually wrong. Declarer's run out of diamonds because they played the singleton king on the first round. So they simply draw trumps and again make the rest of the tricks. So what we have to do here is attack dummy's weakest suit. You might say diamonds is dummy's weakest suit, but we know Declarer's got no diamonds left. Well done. Gold star if you chose a club. I know a few of you did in the live chat box. Well done if you got this one in replay. Right. Look what happens. You find your partner with the ace. That was a bit of luck, but, It's the only chance of defeating the contract. They come back a club to the knave. No point wasting the king. You know the jack of clubs will win. And you cash the king of clubs. And that's one down. And now you can play back a diamond. Declare draws trumps and makes the rest. But declare it is one down. It's a huge turnaround with that top defending. T-O-P. Okay. I'm going to claim the rest. Save time. Contract is one down. There's 100 to the opposition. Huge turnaround, wasn't it? Playing that ace of diamonds first, then switching to the club. We've got time for one more hand, actually, so we'll come on to that in a minute. We'll just go back to BBO. Oh, hi, Shauna. Come to see how your beginners are getting on. Shauna's online, everyone. Everyone say hello to Shauna. She's in charge of the WhatsApp group who plays bridge online with LBO students. Some of you will know Shauna already. Yes, married maybe. Very nice of you to say hello, Shauna. Always nice to hear from you. Let me just line up another handful. They're doing very well, this beginner class, Shauna, by the way. I'm pleased with them. They're going to be top defenders very shortly. Right. It's one spade opening. Now, that's good timing, Rosalind. Yes, because Shauna can give you her email address. And Michelle. Oh, that's great. So that's good that you've come in, Shauna. You've recruited 2 people already into the Learn Bridge Online community, playing on Bridge Base Online, BBA. You might have some more recruits. What's South's rebid, everyone? With 7, 8, 10, 16 points. That's great, Rosalind and Michelle. Yes, now you'll have fun in the really, it's a really great community they've got playing bridge online with fellow students. I think there's 3 WhatsApp groups now. Right, what's the rebid here? If you're watching in those watching in replay as well, make a note of Shauna's email there. thisapiary@gmail.com. The clue to Shauna's pastime is in the email, by the way. Bzzz, bzzz. A very poor impression of a bee. But yes, those watching in replay too. Really important for you to practice your bridge if you can, online. Or face-to-face, or both. Right, well, we did do this a few weeks ago. 16 points in a 6-card suit. Do you just bid 2 spades? Or can you show your partner, is there a way of telling your partner, you've not only got a 6-card suit, but you have 16 points or more? Therein lies the clue. I know Shauna likes to see the get out of jail free card. I won't tell you, Shauna, how many times we've used it this morning. But it has been a tricky lesson. But I think you can begin to see how interesting the opening lead is, the defense, etc. So well done if you jump to 3 spades. I'm not sure many in the chat box did. It's a very common mistake for beginners and improvers, forgetting to jump there to show 16 points or more. And what does North do next, if anything? Well, yes, they can raise to game easily there. And West's opening lead, what do they lead against 4 spades? What's the opening lead? Watching in replay. Remember the pecking order: ace from ace king, singleton, partner's suit, top of a sequence. By far the best lead here, singleton diamond. Even though the opponents have bid diamonds. Okay? Right. Put in the 10. Loses to the queen. Which card does East play next? Which they've won with the queen of diamonds. Well, West might have been leading from a doubleton, 9-7. So I would play the ace here, just in case West was leading from 2. It wouldn't be a good lead, I have to say, but yeah, I would play the ace of diamonds here. But definitely we need to return a diamond. Good, and another diamond comes back. West has a bit of a guess now, having trumped that, whether they play a heart or a club. Let's say they guess right to play a club. It's a bit 50-50. Third player play high. And another diamond comes back. Poor old Declarer is under the cosh here. And now, what does Declarer do? Well, clearly they need to trump it high, but do they trump with a 10? Or the king? I think it's better to put in the jack or the 10, hoping that East started with the queen here. Yeah, but either way, we're finished. Over trump with the queen. And that's one down. And trumping high doesn't do us any good either. If we trumped high with the king, look. West discards, and they make their queen later on. It's promoted into a winner. So whatever, it's a Hobson's choice for Declare. Whatever they do, they are fixed. What is it? Diamond. Say they play another club back. Declare draws trumps. And claims the rest are all winners. But that's going to be 2 down. Again, from this set hand, you can see the power of the singleton lead. Really useful a singleton in trumps, of course. So never lead a singleton in no trumps. Right. Well, back to the classroom for one last time. Feel as though it's been a very instructive lesson this today. Quite a difficult one, I think, for you. But defense is difficult. Yeah, it was tricky. Rosalind's just echoed what I've said. Lots to remember. But yeah, just the main things to remember. 3 important things to lead the 4th highest from now on, as long as the strongest suit. If you've got 5 or 6 cards, if you lead 4 card suits, it'll still be the same. But 4th highest. Remember, partner suit is first priority and no trumps. And don't lead the opponent's suits. Try and be a top defender. Tricks, observe, partner, top defender. And that will be the end of the lesson. Oh, I'm on social media. Yeah, not that I post, but for those of you on social media, I've got quite a lot of videos and tips there. Facebook.com, just put in Yorkshire Bridge Online. Just saying, those who follow social media, Caroline, I do have Instagram and Facebook accounts.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they've got quite a few useful bridge facts on them. There's some bridge videos, useful tips for improvers. So it's Yorkshire Bridge Online is what you put in, and that's either for Facebook or for Instagram.
Oh, well, I think everybody should definitely check it out. Also, while you're checking out social media, check out the Learn Bridge Online channel on YouTube, because there's some free videos there as well, which I've seen with you in them as well. So, yeah.
Loads of videos on YouTube. I better just answer Pierce's question. Do you have a class coming up on declare accounting losers in trump contract? Short answer, Pierce, is no. That is more of an advanced kind of technique, counting losers. I do it with my intermediates, but only really after a year or 2. It is quite tricky, that one, Piers, but you might find some information online if you if you wish. But I just put in counting losers in a Trump contract into the internet, into the web, and you might well get some examples coming up. But it is more difficult, that I would say. Caroline, can you just go back a second onto my slides just to see if I've missed anything else out? Hang on.
I can, if I can.
Oh, hang on, I can do it.
You did it. Well done.
Yeah, that is the end of the show, yeah. Oh, we can go back now. I was just checking that was the end.
So what have you got in store for us next week?
Well, yes, I haven't mentioned next week. Next week, oh, interesting. We're overcalling one no Trump. So, for example, yes, I didn't mention next week. So if the opponents open a heart, Caroline, what it means if someone overcalls one no Trump.
Yeah. Yes. And it's different. It's different to a one no Trump opening. So it's a very valuable lesson.
We won't say anything now, of course. We don't want to spoil the fun, but yes, you're right. It's yeah, mum's the word. But yes, it's a very different bit. It's never 12 to 14. One no Trumps, I think my students know this. It's only 12 to 14 if it's the opening bit.
Opening bit, yeah.
One no Trump is very different if it's either the overcall, which we're going to look at next week, or if it's the responding bit. And we'll look at that in a few weeks' time. Yeah. So that one no Trump means different things around the table. But we're going to concentrate on the overcall next week. Good to see Shauna jumping in.
Yes, Shauna, thank you for joining. I'm sure you're hearing from lots of the students. So I think the WhatsApp group is just always so busy. So Shauna is hello. So Shauna is always busy responding to people and helping facilitate tables of keen players. So absolutely, Shauna's very warm, encouraging, welcoming. I just encourage everybody to reach out to her. Sorry, Shauna. Because it's so much fun once you actually get in and start playing, and everybody's kind of learning as well, and we're all from LearnBridge Online, so super
everyone's on the same page. Everyone's polite, there's no kind of
friendly. Honestly, it's I sort of went to a club and got lessons there. It's just very different, and it's a great opportunity, so I highly encourage everybody to do that.
You're dead right, Caroline. It's a nice, safe environment. Safe in a bridge way. Because beginners will play together, improvers play together, intermediates play together. Yeah. It's all like that, and everyone knows people are going to make mistakes. No one minds.
Everybody will give, and people give each other tips and feedback, and there'll be times where there might be a beginner available, but the other people are improvers or intermediates, and it's just like, you come play with us anyway, don't worry about it, and they're very encouraging as well. There's no real ego. There's no ego involved. Everybody wants to see, everybody knows that we're all learning. So,
I think that's a key thing, Caroline. It's a non-competitive environment. I mean, you can be as competitive as you like in bridge, but there's special places for being competitive. Either at a bridge club or online in one of the more difficult, sessions. But it's wonderful.
It's friendly competition. We'll put it there, because I think people still do want to win. But it's
the object of playing a game is to win, but it's done in a friendly way. So that's brilliant what's happening.
There's lots of humor involved, and there's just some great people, and it's fantastic as well because there's people from all over the world. So I'm here in New Zealand, and I play with Shauna a lot as my partner, and she's in Canada, and we play with people in England all the time, sometimes Australia. So
Yes, and I forget Shauna's in Canada. I sometimes say North America, but it's somewhere.
It's the middle of the night for her at the moment. So she
it's a long way away from me. That's all I know. But no, it's amazing, the internet, how you can play bridge with someone in Canada or England or whatever. Caroline, it's been good fun today. It was a tough lesson. I will just say that again. If you found this lesson difficult, it is harder defending opening lead. But obviously we got the replay, and as I always say, Caroline, we can. Over the next weeks and months, we can practice our defense. It's not immediately click a switch and we're all going to be amazing defenders. It does take quite a long time, doesn't it?
It does. It's just one of those things like I've just been emailing you this week, haven't I, with some questions around defending against no Trump. And, you're constantly just refining and building, and it takes a long time. And part of the fun.
It's not a quick fix, but I think that's the brilliant thing about bridge. You can chart your improvement over the coming weeks and months. I mean, my bridge partner, You know, I've been playing with her about a year or two. You know, I can see that she's improved a lot in the last year. She might not be able to see that improvement herself, but I can see that, you know, and that does reflect also in the results as well. So yeah, but it's all good fun. Now listen,
there's no finishing line. I think that's the thing is I always think about it as it's kind of a game that I'm trying to learn as a lifelong hobby, and I know that I will always have opportunity to grow. It's never going to get stale for me, and there's no finish line. So you just keep on.
That's such a good attitude to have. There are a few people out there who I know who think, oh yes, they're brilliant. They've reached the level. They don't, you know, their minds are shut off. No, I think you've always got to keep an open mind. My mind is still open. I'm still picking up things, you know. Shauna's a very good comment. The best thing about bridge is that you can play at whatever level you want. Yeah. You can be 4 almost complete beginners just having good fun and a laugh. You can be 4 experts playing in a national competition in total silence, you know, but still enjoying themselves in a different way.
Yeah, and nobody's going to force you to go and play with all the experts. No. You can take it at your own pace, and that's absolutely fine. You can do that for the rest of your life. You can decide to be.
Well, brilliant, Callum. I think we've given a big advert for BBO today. And it's great that Shauna hopped on. I think she's got at least 2 new recruits.
Yes, great.
Who've got her email address. So I'm going to go and put the kettle on. So I've got another class that's in 25 minutes.
I know. I'm going to join in just to listen in because I think it's a topic I wanted to hear. But thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you to those people who are watching the replay. If you can come along live, it's loads of fun having everybody here. So please come along and ask all your questions. Otherwise, we will see everybody next week. Goodbye, and thank you to Jack, and bye, Jack's mum.
Yes, bye, Jackson. Have a nice time in Athens, Rosalind.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again.
See you next week. I'll be here.